Launching a YouTube channel is the worst thing for your business because when a lot of coaches say that they're launching, that don't mean that they're going to post a video. What that means is that they're waiting until they feel ready to post the video. So in this video, I'm going to show you why launching is keeping you invisible and how to blast your first video off into the YouTube atmosphere. You've been launching your channel for weeks, maybe even months, and you still don't have a video uploaded yet. And it's because when you're launching, you're probably on Canva, working on a channel banner, or you're on Fiverr, finding an editor to create an intro video for you, or you're on YouTube and you have Think Media and vidIQ videos in your watch later tab later for you to binge on. But can I be transparent with you? None of this is launching your content. What it's doing is delaying it. Like, let me ask you this. How many times have you delayed that lunch? Because it's got to be frustrating to watch coaches in your industry film content and nobody knows who you are or what you have to offer. What happens when the font looks ugly the next day? Now you're back on Canva, fiddling with it rather than creating content. What happens when the editor that you done hired on Fiverr done made your intro video look sloppy? Now you telling him to go fix it, or you finding someone else to create a better intro rather than you creating content. What happens when Think Media or vidIQ drops another banger? Now you gotta watch it, and you're binging those videos rather than actually building and creating content. And let's not understand, all of these tasks, they keep you busy, so they feel productive. They even feel like a differentiator that gives you an advantage. But sometimes being busy is just as lazy as regular laziness because you're pushing that lunch date and you're avoiding that camera like an ex-girlfriend. And lunching may not feel like avoiding because it's better than watching TV, right? It's better than playing games or doom scrolling. But it is avoiding because every day that goes by without a video uploaded, someone can't become who they could be because you feel like you ain't ready and your channel is still naked with no videos. I know exactly what it feels like to be stuck because I lived there for 827 days. I started my first channel back in 2019, didn't upload my first video until 2021. That's 827 days of launching a channel that had no videos. For months, I was working on a custom beat for a 30-second intro video. And when I say that out loud right now, that sounds so stupid. Like the average TV show theme song ain't even that long. But this beat just had to be special. It had to have my creative sauce on it because I was trying to create this specific theme for my YouTube channel. I went on Fiverr the other day, and I didn't know this, but I went through 8 Fiverr freelancers to create a logo that I don't even use today. Right now, this logo is just collecting dust in my gallery. I used to have practice videos that I could have uploaded, but because I didn't know how to edit them, I was just using them as a test dummy rather than posting them. This is what my version of launching a YouTube channel was looking like. But wait, there's more. I used to block my own family on social media so they couldn't see a version of me who they didn't recognize yet. Like, isn't that crazy to block your own family? On top of that, I would listen to motivational speakers every day and use their words as energy to fuel me to create content. But I still wasn't doing it. All of it felt like I was getting closer of who I could be. But here's what I didn't realize. That custom beat that I was building, that was armor. The logo that I had 8 dudes create, that was armor. The motivational content that I was consuming, that was armor. Even blocking my own family was armor. You see, I wasn't building a channel. I was building a shield around a version of myself that I didn't feel ready to show the world yet. I was busy every single day, but my channel was still naked with no videos. None of it was going to make me ready because ready wasn't on the other side of a perfect logo or a custom beat. It was on the other side of press and record. So after 827 days, I stopped lunching and I just press record. And I was uncomfortable. I was nervous and I was unready. And everything that I thought I was running from was never as dangerous as the time I spent running from it. Here's what nobody told me about launching a YouTube channel. The problem was never the banner. It was never the logo. It was never the intro. The problem was the gap between who I thought I was and who I believe I needed to become before I deserved to be seen. Every coach who want to create content and trying to make this journey, on one side stands who you think you are right now. You're capable, you're qualified, and you're ready to help people. But you don't feel ready to be seen yet. And on the other side is who you could be, which is a coach who's confident on camera, is showing up consistently, and you're attracting the clients who you can best serve. And between these two versions of yourself is a gap. And inside this gap is what I call a pit of productive procrastination. Now, this gap is filled with all the Canva banners and the custom logos and the custom beats if you're like me, or the logos you done sent 8 people to try to create for yourself that's now collecting dust in your gallery. Every activity in this pit feels like it's getting you closer to who you could be, but it's not the bridge. And no amount of time in this pit gets you on that other side of who you could be. And here's why. This pit has 3 traps that's keeping you stuck inside of it. The first trap within this pit is imposter syndrome, which is the belief that you're not qualified enough yet to deserve to be seen. So you consume more information and more certification, trying to fill a gap that was never about knowledge in the first place. The second trap is perfectionism, the belief that everything has to look right before anyone can see it. So what you do? You polish that logo and the banners and that intro videos for videos that don't even exist yet. The third trap, which is probably the one that kept me stuck the most, is the fear of judgment. The belief that people will see that you're not ready yet and judge you for it. So much that you would do what I did, which is block my own family members on social media. But here's what I want you to understand. These 3 things are not your problem. They are symptom of a much bigger problem, which is the belief that who you are right now is not enough to deserve to be seen yet. And no activity in this pit fixes that belief, because that belief doesn't come from the outside in. It comes from the inside out. When I finally pressed record after 827 days, I realized something. All that armor I had been building wasn't protecting me at all. In fact, it was weighing me down. It was making it harder for me to create content. Why? Because it was in my way. The fear of my family judging me didn't come true. The fear of being exposed as not ready yet didn't come true. Everything that I thought were the worst that could happen didn't happen. But here's what did happen. I felt excited that I finally did it. I felt hungry, as Les Brown said, you gotta be hungry. Well, I felt hungry to do it again. I felt the satisfaction of finally removing a small splinter that had been in my toe for 827 days. That hunger didn't come from the 827 days of preparation. It came from one day of taking action. And that's when I understood the truth that nobody in this pit would ever tell you. Action creates identity. You don't become the confident on camera coach by getting that logo right. You become that coach by pressing record. I want you to hear me on this because I know exactly what you're thinking. You want to believe that, but there's a voice inside your head that's screaming that you're different, that your situation is more complicated and unique, that you just need a few more things in place first before you create that video and post it. I had that same voice in my head for 827 days. And that voice never once helped me post a single video. The only thing that silenced it was press record. I think we both know that you've been in this pit for too long, right? Too long. And who you could be is not out of reach. But the only way you cross that bridge is by taking action. So here's my challenge to you. Not tomorrow, not when you finish that banner, not even when that editor comes back with that 30-second intro video, but today, turn your camera on and just talk. Tune out everything else that doesn't matter and just talk. Then post it. It's not going to be perfect, but you will be pleased that you showed up and were present for the person who needed that video. To give you some direction, I put together a guide called Your First 3 Videos. So you won't be staring at a blinking red light when your device is recording. And it solves the problem of, what should I record? so you won't continue to delay those videos. And that will be the first link in the description. So cross that bridge and become who you could be. You ain't NASA, so you don't have to complete a checklist of tasks just to launch your YouTube channel. You just have to press record and post. And when you do that, when you finally take action, you get closer to becoming who you could be. I was launching my channel for 827 days, waiting to feel ready, but that day, it never came. But when I sent that first video out into the YouTube atmosphere, I couldn't help but be proud that I was finally showing up for the people who would need me. And that's exactly what you can expect on the other side of that decision. But right now, while you're still in this pit, someone is waiting to become who they could be because you feel like you ain't ready. Don't make them wait 827 days, just like I did. Go blast off that first video. If you're ready to take control of your life and develop that confidence that you've always been waiting for, then these two videos will help with that.